Hey massage therapy friends, it's Mike. I have a few more thoughts for you today on medical communication, and in particular about communicating with referring physicians. Number one, don't waste time. Realize that everyone in healthcare is busy, is trying to allocate their attention to the maximum number of persons in need. So when communicating with a referring physician, concision is king. Do not try to dress up your communication with a lot of extra fluff. Get to the point as concisely as you possibly can. This may even be a single body chart with a single note on it. That might be enough to get something across. Secondly, don't try to be taken seriously. Don't try to be respected. Just take the patient seriously. Take seriously the chance that you could be helpful in communicating. And don't worry about being respected. I have news for you. We all want to be respected. No one in healthcare feels adequately respected. So if you can, give up on it. Be who you are with the perceptions that you have, the tools that you have, and offer something up to the other provider that might be useful to them. Not everyone will take you up on it or make you feel like you've done good work for the day. That's okay. It's worth it, because what are we after? We're after getting people better in our care, and the right other provider on the other side of that communication will also care about that. And when it comes to sharing your clinical observations, do your best to strip away the jargon that is specific perhaps to your school or your training, and especially if that jargon has kind of a sciencey sound to it, makes you feel respectable. Do away with that. Nobody's got time for it. The most impactful thing you can do is to share contextualized observations in a way that maybe the other person could replicate your findings. So ask yourself, if you're describing an observation, could the other provider seek out the same information and get a similar result? If I say, I checked their leg length and I found there was a discrepancy, I didn't actually describe how I went about doing that, and I didn't describe the relevance of that information either. So if instead I said, when they were lying on the table and I held their heels and I compared the apparent length of their legs, I noticed that one seemed to be shorter. That empowers the other provider not only to try the same thing that I tried, but also to come up with alternate theories as to what accounts for that finding. That's much more empowering than had I just given them a jargony conclusion. And so, when possible, give context, avoid jargon. And lastly, be honest about your human intuitions and your perceptual filters. Every provider has ways of separating signal from noise that preferentially prioritize one kind of information or another. Every provider has suspicions about what might be going on that they can't prove. They're just wondering if this might be the case. As long as you deal plainly in that, you are a service to the healthcare team. It is when you either assert the unassailable quality of your intuitions, or when you humbly sweep away everything that you might have to offer, that's when you cease to be useful. So just say, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this because I have this model. I'm wondering if this is true. I don't know if this will be helpful, but I think it's worth saying. If you say that, you might be useful to the other provider, and you're not asking them to enroll themselves into the particular Kool-Aid that you have drunk. So an example of that would be, I've got a patient right now who's got some ringing in the ears and some irritation to the side of their tongue. I believe this has to do with their upper neck. I have models that make me think that, but do I know that's the case? No. So I say to my referring physician, thank you for referring this patient to me. Here's what we're working on. We don't have total success, but I'm suspecting now that part of these symptoms are being driven by irritation in the upper neck. Here are my reasons for thinking that, and here's the mystery still as to what will help the most. I offer this to you, and if you have anything to offer me, I welcome it. That kind of communication is what would happen if I was rubbing shoulders with that physician in the next room over. I just have to take the extra leap of communicating, obviously in a HIPAA compliant way, with that other provider at a distance. And when I do that, when I take the time to do that, I can offer an immeasurable gift to the very busy and very overmatched healthcare team trying to get this person better. So it's all about being human and being humble and owning that you have a perspective. If you can do that and demonstrate commitment to the care of a patient, that will be appreciated by the right kind of provider on the other end. They will know, even if they can't make sense of what you just wrote, that you are someone committed to good patient care, committed to communicating back. That is a gift in the healthcare team. It makes you a leader, even if you don't have diagnostic or prescriptive authority. It makes you a powerful generator of change outside of what you do with your hands and with your words in session. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in more of this, I'm teaching a class called Medical Communication for Massage Therapists coming up. Check the link below, and I'm sure I'll offer it again at some point. Have a great day.